Really, my big hope is just that we can actually get together and do things as a class, because I know we missed out on a lot of stuff, like especially the freshman class. We didn't ever really get to have a high school pep rally, or I just wish that we could do some stuff to get together.
Well, I hope that we can get back to as normal as possible. I mean, after this season, obviously, it's not going to be back to what we thought was normal. But I hope that we can build a better community, because I know it's been hard. We can't even see each other's like smiles this year, which is really hard because I like to walk down the hall and see people smiling. But I also want to be able to do more big group activities like pep rallies and field trips, because I know lots of classes have changed their routines or things that they do during certain units because they can't get out and do field trips like we used to.
So I think that something the students can do to improve their advisory is to communicate and collaborate more with each other, because that would fill a lot of the gaps with, well, we don't do anything. Or maybe students could actually ask their advisor, like, if there's certain days a week that are pretty blank, just to, if they wanted to present something of their work to the class or something, or just show them something cool. I think that would be a good way to fill those gaps.
I think one way students could help their advisories is to build a community, because I know I like to walk in advisory and, you know, just say hello to everybody and say good morning and just try and be happy, because oftentimes advisory just kind of has not a great energy because we're all so tired and it's early in the morning, and I get that. But to maybe really get to know each other, like Isabella said, and to, you know, hang out and like do stuff together that really like helps the energy or the vibe or whatever, so that way everybody leaves happier and just ready to start their day. I think that one thing that student council can do so that we have more inclusivity is to have more meetings with the advisory reps, because every morning there's a person in your advisory that you would see, and they would be able to pick up on what everybody needs, and that way we can access more people and share more things through those advisory reps.
I think that the best way to include school inclusivity would be a mix of extracurriculars, utilizing student voice and advisory representatives along with surveys, and promoting school spirit. Like, our pep rallies are some of our biggest get-togethers, so if we make pep rallies more inclusive to everyone, that would help spread inclusivity. If we added some extracurriculars that weren't just sports-based or your basic things, and that tailored more to individual interest, that would also promote some inclusivity, as well as utilizing our advisory representatives more, because while this year we had them, they weren't necessarily involved as much as they should have been. Okay, so maybe we could try like having a movie day or something, where we could do it a variety of ways. Either like advisors could have a movie in their advisory, or we could like a bunch of people who wanted to could get together in the gym and vote on a couple of movies. But I just think that would be a fun way to get together.
So there's lots of things that I think would be fun for the group. But I was talking to Carter Harris in my journalism class the other day, and he mentioned a bonfire, which I don't think we could do a bonfire, but to do something where we all get together like in grade levels or different groups, and, you know, we go outside and hang out, or inside and watch a movie or play games. I just think it's really fun, and it would build community.
One thing I hope to look forward coming back to the fall is just a better atmosphere of our school. As what's your name? Julian? As Julian said, like restrictions lifting up. just people smiling, and they're actually somewhat excited to come to school. Not so much to do schoolwork, but they're excited to come to school. They're like, oh, yay, we have a pep rally today. They're just excited to participate in the games that we have.
What I want our school to be like next year is 10 times better than it was before COVID. I want us to have more fun, like, as a whole school, and not just, like, yes, having competitions with the grade levels, but also have fun with the entire school with, like, pep rallies, and have a lot more pep rallies than we did before, and just have a lot more school activities that can be inside school and outside for all the grade levels to participate in, and to be able to be more of a community instead of separated like we were the past 2 years. I think a way that we could improve advisory would be to have the specific days for certain things that we're doing, like academic days or fun game days, but during those academic days I feel like we should focus more on actually doing the schoolwork and like our end of the year defenses, because I know right now I'm still struggling with trying to finish my defense, so I feel like I should be able to focus more on advisory, but I really can't because of either people talking or they're playing a video with like new stuff on it that I can't really focus on doing the work. So I feel like that would be a way that we could improve advisory.
I think a better way students could help their advisories is just by getting to know each other. I mean, I don't really know everybody in my advisory. I try to talk to them. I mean, if they're not going to talk back, well, you can't really do anything about that. But just try to have get to know you games. Also, participating in the games that your teacher has. That will also help, because then you're also getting to know each other and you're having fun, and it's just a better community. Okay, some things I think we could do is, instead of just having advisory representatives, have people from our student council go to the advisories and take surveys or whatever. Because, I mean, advisory representatives are good, but they're not all the time going to get the information across. So we have people from the student council go to advisories and here's the voices of the students.
I think a way to increase involvement in like school activities is to make more diverse clubs, like different things that people like not just like the usual clubs that we have, but like add more ones that people like that don't usually do stuff that will increase like their interest in stuff, and so that they'll be more involved with the school activities.
I think a fun thing is bring back field days. I know in elementary school those were a lot of fun, and you could have different clubs make games so that way you're not paying a bunch of money. And then if classes want to donate money to inflatables or snow cones or whatever, I think that would be really fun.
I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing school morale go back up again with restrictions easing and people able to see each other again. Hopefully it improves school enthusiasm and our overall energy.
Next year, our transition from summer to fall, I hope to see more just, I think the word's inclusivity between the students. With COVID and everything going on this year and last year, things have been separated a lot pretty much. Students haven't really gotten to get together, no large school events, stuff like that. So I just hope next year we see a lot more school spirit, more I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Just overall, students coming together more, getting to know each other, and building up those meaningful relationships.
I don't want next year to be normal at Shelby County as we've known this normal. For the senior class, what would have been our freshman in the beginning of sophomore year. I believe that we are getting our renovation started this year, and we next year are going to come back as seniors, and so we are going to be at the top level of our school. We are going to have renovations going on, and our school is going to be brand new in places or going to be built onto, and we're going to have a new motto. It's a new motto. We're going to have a new motto and all of these things. And so not only by building up and strengthening our communication and our morale for this school, we have a clean slate next year. COVID will hopefully be not as tightening on the restrictions that we've had this year. And so next year as seniors, I want to make sure that we can make it as not normal as possible, because this normal that we've had at Shelby County isn't sufficient enough for us as seniors. And so as a senior, I want to change that. I want to ensure the communication between the different grade levels and get the peers and my peers and everybody together and just grow and have friendships, because it's been a hard couple of years with COVID and being isolated from people. And I think what we really need is just to be around our friends and our, family members during this time throughout our school year. And so next year, I want it to be the not normal Shelby County High School.
I'm excited for next year because we'll be facing hopefully less COVID restrictions. And so we'll have more of the structured school year that we had freshman year and the first semester of sophomore year. So that gives us chances to get more involved throughout the school, and hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, we can bring back pep rallies or things like that to get people excited to come to school and proud to be a Rocket.
I'm looking forward to next year because I know I don't want it to make it as plain and boring as it was kind of this year, but next year I'm going to be a senior. And I just want it to be a fun year where everybody can come together and express ourselves. So with activities and games or pep rallies, maybe even having it outside instead of being inside, because I know outside, due to the pandemic, we can't really do much while we're inside the building. So I would think it's a better idea to go out in the field or the track and spread out and play games or something like that. But another thing I would do is make the school hallways more I want to say decorative, and have competitions against grade levels, and just bring people's creativity out.
I honestly don't think we're ever going to go back to normal, because honestly the pandemic and everything that's been going on, and I know next year we're going to have the whole construction thing going on, and maybe COVID, I'm hoping it won't be as bad as it was this year, and hopefully the people at home, they come back so they can also be involved in the school and stuff like that next year. My hopes for next year is that we make it an epic year by doing more pep rallies, getting more school involvement, and like Joanna said, getting more competition going. Because I know some people that's their way of showing who their their creative side and anything that's going on. I feel we should also again, like Joanna said, go out and do activities together. It doesn't have to be just our grade. It could be also with the freshmen or any underclassmen. Jeez.
I think one thing students can do to benefit advisory is being more involved with the advisory. First off, a lot of students say they don't do anything in their advisory, but that can be partially on the teacher and on the student as well, mainly because the students, it's their time to communicate and mingle with the other students, but that doesn't really happen. People usually just get on their phones and do whatever. So I think if students were to put forth the effort in trying talking with one another and staying off their phones, then maybe that would better the advisory overall. Students taking that time for whether it's classwork or just to hang out with other people.
I think that the students can, interact with one another more in advisories, try and build that relationship, have communication, because I know it's awkward at first meeting new people and talking to people you don't know, but it really does improve advisory overall when you know the people that you're with for the entire year.
One way to improve advisories, I would say for each advisory group they should select one person that brings out the most to everyone in that room, and they all should have a discussion and plan out for the weeks what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do it. And just communication is actually really the key in this, so they could do that and plan their advisories and have fun, I don't know, plan mini play games or something that makes advisory fun and active.
So, a way I think we could improve advisories would be to get more involved. I know the first thing we do is blame the teacher or be well, they're not doing their job. Well, actually, what can we do to make it more involved? We could team up with other advisories. It doesn't have to be from our grade, and I don't know, we could all go outside or have a all academic day where we help each other out, because some of us may be struggling with something we're not good at, and the other person can help us out and stuff like that. Just be more involved, not just in your advisory, but team up with other advisories. That way you can make it more fun and active for everyone.
One way I would like to improve the advisories, not only communication but their purpose, is by making them more meaningful. It's 30 minutes out of our morning or whatever time it will be next year, but as of right now it's our morning, where we could be using that time to either be planning activities for our advisories to do together so that we can grow closer together with our student body and classmates and peers, or we are planning events or trying to create new clubs, or just sharing information about what's going on in the school, and by making it more meaningful and not us students just sitting there for 30 minutes playing on our phones or working on some homework or something because we don't do anything in our advisories. We need to make sure that the communication throughout the advisors is more successful and through our advisory reps, because if all the advisory reps and all the advisors are known and are told something, then if someone forgets, they have their advisory rep or their advisor to help back them up and be oh, remember, we have to get this done today, or we have to plan this, or this is what's going on in the school this week. And so I just think by doing that, it would make our advisories a lot more useful and helpful to students, because it's a very valuable time before school where we could get a lot of things done and be very productive, which is not happening right now.
I think a way we could improve advisory for next year would be to potentially have the advisories create their own schedule, a weekly schedule that they're supposed to stick to, because it's important to find a balance between the amount of work you do as well as the amount of fun you have. So it'd be wrong to have a game day all 4 or 5 days of the week, depending on how long the school week is next year. But we also need to have academic days as well, because it's a 30-minute block where you could be getting a lot done, especially at the beginning of your day, getting everything started up.
To improve inclusivity, we need to listen to the student voice more, pay attention to what the student body wants and what they think could improve our school. And for things like pep rallies and stuff like that, with the games, not everyone's interested in that. So maybe do some other activities that everyone else can enjoy also.
I would try and get the students more involved, not necessarily the ones that aren't feeling included, but the ones that are, trying to mingle with the students who aren't, introduce them to the subject or topic that they're or activity that they're doing, and maybe try and just build up those relationships between the students who normally wouldn't mingle with those that just aren't interested and want to be by themselves.
To be more inclusive in our school, I think we could maybe increase the number of clubs that are here, and then possibly give students some incentive to join, maybe even something as simple as a t-shirt or a wristband or something that could spark their interest to join, and then maybe they find something they really enjoy.
Something I would do for more people to be inclusive is I know that each individual student and person has something that they're hiding, and I want to get them out of their comfort zones, because high school is supposed to be good, memorable years, 4 years. So I would add more events, sports, open up like new opportunities for them to come out and like show what they have.
I think a way that we can make the school be more inclusive to everyone is that like do open more opportunities to everyone. But I do understand how some people are like not introverts, but like they don't necessarily find it easy to talk to other people. So instead of just like I know people say like, hey, just come talk to me, I got you. But like if they're not comfortable doing that, I feel like we should have like some kind of like a place or like maybe like put boxes around the school where it's like this for like freshman class, sophomore class, senior class, and so on. And like I don't have paper there, and then they can write their ideas down and put them in a box because I know some people have struggle like they struggle to get out of their comfort zone, and if they're not ready to talk to someone about their ideas, we can start off by small steps.
To involve more people in clubs as well as just school spirit and things, I think that it should be open for students to be able to make a club and start up a club more easier. I feel like if people were able to get their ideas out to other students, people would find a lot more people who are like-minded in ways and enjoy the same things that other people like, whether that be a Harry Potter club or another kind of book club for a certain genre of books or a different kind of video game club. While we do have some of those things, we can tweak it a little bit in a way to make it more personalized to different people, or even in those clubs that are already existing, have different groups that have those personalized clubs inside of them. For our school year next year, I really want to get the different grade levels as well as the senior class together more and more connected. I know that a lot of the underclassmen don't know some of the upperclassmen as well due to COVID, and there not being as much community and community group activities. So I really want to plan some group activities, maybe like cookouts or just like try to put on more field days to get more community together throughout our school.
I want to increase school spirit in a sense, like for our sports programs as well as like arts programs. So whether that means like bring back pep rallies or just in general publicize more for like our sporting events or art events or whatever it may be.
What I would do is like raise more like awareness to like the school and like more pride, because like due to the pandemic, everybody's like not like showed enough like spirit. So I would want to like have more events and fun activities to do. And so yeah.
Building off what Gavin said, we do need to show more like spirit from school. And I think that we could start getting like more like I know a few past years we've done like walks or like from school and stuff like that. And I feel like we should have more like outside events that way, like even though because of the pandemic we have been all not close or connected, like Maddie said. We should just go outside and do something, even if it's just for like each different every different class or like stuff like that.
I think we should also bring back field day. I know that was a really fun thing that I looked forward to a lot in elementary school, and I think it would definitely bring the school together. As also doing more pep rallies, things like that, just anything that would get the school back together like in a large group and everyone can interact with each other.
So this was suggested to me earlier today by another student. We could do a school-wide dodgeball tournament, and with every grade to where students or a team from every grade doesn't have to be elected by the other students, but it's big old tournament that would require a lot of planning, but I'd be willing to do the planning. To where teams from every grade can come in and compete for a tournament to see who would overall come out on top, see which grade is the best: seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen.